Keep it on. I would now like to introduce Mayumi Evangelista. Mayumi joined Toastmasters less than 3 months ago with the intention of improving her communication and presentation skills. With her need for ongoing professional development and embracing the value of communication, she has come forward to tell us about her professional journey focused on the ESL industry. You're nodding, you seem to know. Okay, ESL is English and Subsequent Language. I didn't know. Second language. Everyone, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mayumi Evangelista. Passion for my profession. Passion for my profession. Mayumi Evangelista.
I can use it. Thank you, Ma'am Toastmaster. Good afternoon, fellow Applewood Achievers and honored guests. I am honored to be standing here in front of you today to present to you my passion for my profession, which is teaching English as a subsequent language. Much like many young adults, maybe even like yourselves, when we started from university, we had a general direction where we wanted to go, what we wanted to pursue. But at that time, our path seemed to have many roundabouts, crossroads, tunnels, and all that, so that we still have opportunities to pass and explore. In my case, my path started with the idea that I wanted to be a teacher. I had no idea what I wanted to teach, but I knew that was something I really wanted to do. In high school, I was just that average student. I didn't get any outstanding awards, but I was generally a good student. However, I did participate in and lead quite a few student groups, which only strengthened my wanting to work directly with people. In university, I applied majoring in Spanish and minoring in world religions. With my luck, 2 weeks prior to the start of the semester, one of the classes got canceled. I had to choose the only class that would fit into my schedule, linguistics. This was the first time I've ever even heard of this word, and I had no idea what to expect, but it's the only thing that would fit into my schedule. Fortunately for me, and within a short period of time, I realized that having this foreign linguistics class fall into my lap really straightened my winding path. By second year, my major was changed to applied linguistics, which is actually a perfect combination of languages, which is why I chose Spanish, and culture, which is why I chose world religion. The rest of my post-secondary education went on successfully and smoothly. My eagerness to get out into the real world led me to apply to a language school as soon as my classes ended. Soon after, I went on to do an interview. And not long after, I was working as an ESL instructor, even before my convocation. I believe it was my eagerness and my passion to meet new people and to teach those skills that really shone through in my interview. I taught my heart out, incorporating plenty of cultural examples, discussion, and activities regardless what skill I was teaching, whether it was grammar, writing, or communication. I looked forward to going to work every day without hesitating to get out of bed. I was interested in meeting new people every week and learning and teaching them every day by sharing different perspectives and knowledges from many of the adult professions coming from different countries. Even students with no to little English were just as studious and enthusiastic about sharing what they know, sharing their experiences in their countries. This was something I really felt, this was something that really touched me. They might not have a lot of experience, they might not have the vocabulary, but their eagerness to communicate with people who they've never met, they don't know their background, their lifestyle, yet they wanted to really improve themselves. In this case, it was through English. Although the curriculum repeated itself every 3 months, each day was unique because of the combination of people, cultures, personalities, and moods. I had no problem getting to work early and leaving late, not because of the heavy workload, but because I wanted to customize each and every lesson to incorporate the students' strengths, to challenge the students' weakness, and to play up their personalities. I tried to think of the most relevant and relatable examples, an example that can be relatable to anyone coming from any different country. I was skipping along this routine. I was happily skipping along my chosen path. But of course, I was presented with a few hills I needed to power through. Within the school, I played a few different roles. I became the academic supervisor, the ESL director, and then the business English director. And each time, I had the opportunity to learn more about how to manage the school. I learned more about the business overall, including taking care of money, learning about traveling visas, and how to arrange different accommodations. I learned so much about the industry, yet I realized my flame for the industry was dimming down a little bit. Being under the paperwork and behind the computer and behind a telephone really got me double guessing what I really wanted to do with the rest of my life. A few years later, I asked if there would be an opportunity for me to step down as the director and go back to teaching. They considered this thought, but they did remind me that with my seniority, I would bump off a newer teacher from the roster. Instead, I gracefully resigned. So my steady path has now come across a dim tunnel where I had no idea what to expect next. I was at the cusp of giving up. After 2 weeks of sending out my resume and not hearing back, I grew so impatient. One morning, I jumped out of bed, I registered for a business name, business number, business address, and inquired about websites. By early afternoon, I was officially a sole proprietor. And the pressure of having this business name immersed in English really gave me that spark and that flame that I once started when I just got out of university. It has now been a bit over a year, and I'm currently providing ESL lessons and newcomer transition sessions online and in person, one-on-one and in small groups to so many people around the world. Okay? So many people from many different countries, including Japan, Taiwan, Brazil, Colombia, Ukraine, Russia, and France, to name a few. And although my path doesn't have me traveling the world, it's worked itself out so the world is coming to me. And for those reasons, that is why I have a passion for my profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayumi.
Thank you.